Hi, it's Keith Townsend from the CTOadvisor.com with another CTO coffee chat. I got a fresh cup of coffee and ready to rip and roll and talk about one of my favorite topics and one of my favorite companies. So before I rip into them a little bit, VMware. What I like about VMware. First off, let's talk about what I like about VMware, and then we'll get into why I'm worried about VMware. First, what I like about VMware. VMware has been a reliable partner in enterprise IT for a very long time. They understand their customer extremely well, and they understand some of the challenges that enterprises face as they look at the next 3 to 5 years and challenges such as cloud native technology, DevOps, managing infrastructure in a new cloud native application environment, but while still developing and offering the same capabilities that the enterprise has been relying upon for many years. I'm really long on VMware's strategy around cloud native, their strategy around helping enterprises continue to manage x86 virtualized infrastructures in a very reliable way. So what's the concern? Barbara Darrow of Fortune.com had a really interesting post Friday that talked about a 5% layoff to be announced the day of this recording. I don't know if that's been the case yet. I don't know if VMware has announced 900 layoffs. And I made a comment on a tweet that basically went to the effect that if I was a VMware competitor, that I'd take advantage of this, the uncertainty. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, you take advantage of it. That's what competition does. That's kind of the American way for American companies, which spawned a whole new set of conversations with VMware and EMC Federation employees around, well, how's VMware any different? And Keith, why would you recommend or make recommendations to your clients that would be any different than if Microsoft or Oracle or any other company announced reorgs? Companies announce reorgs all the time. And my response to that was basically most companies are not involved in a $67 billion acquisition by Dell, the biggest tech acquisition ever. And with that comes complexity. With, I hate to say it, with that comes uncertainty. It comes from uncertainty in the market. There's a reason why competitors are able to spring upon that uncertainty and take advantage to it to whatever extent they can. It's questionable how much they can, but I wanted to share kind of my view of this from both a VMware customer perspective. I am a VMware customer in my day job, and as a industry pundit. As a industry pundit, this stuff is immensely interesting. When you have a completely healthy company like VMware that's pressured to reduce, I have to assume pressure to reduce staff by 5% so that they can make their numbers so that the Dell acquisition can go through. Then as a customer who has to make decisions on who helps me move into this cloud native environment. Do I look towards a Microsoft and their Azure platform? Do I look to a Red Hat and their Red Stack? Do I look even towards an Oracle? And when I'm thinking of mission critical opportunities, so I'm SAP shop, do I look towards an Oracle to help me move my SAP instances to the cloud or to a cloud native infrastructure? The reason why there's question is because traditionally EMC has taken a hands-off approach to managing VMware. They've, more or less let VMware play in different areas such as storage and networking and taking the gloves off a little bit when it comes to VMware innovating. I can't say that I trust Dell to do the same. This whole 5% layoff thing has me as a customer, not me as a CTO advisor, questioning whether or not Dell is going to keep their grubby little hands off of VMware. I mean, the whole tracking stock issue them wanting to control VMware without giving up any voting stock or voting rights, and being able to kind of control the story of VMware moving forward. That, to me, as a customer, that's an indicator of how I see Dell's stewardship of VMware. VMware and Dell and EMC Federation employees can tell me whatever they want. As a customer, I have to be honest. I'm skeptical. I've seen too many of these enterprise IT mergers go sideways, and when the bill for debt comes due, or there's pressure from some BU with outsized voice within these companies, strategies change. And so that side of me has me questioning the VMware path going forward. How does that affect my day-to-day, two-day, my recommendations to customers? You know what? The technology is still the technology. I can talk about Oracle. I can talk about Red Hat. I can talk about Citrix, all I want. But vSphere, NSX, to a lesser extent, vSAN. I hear there's a killer announcement coming out soon, but to a lesser extent, vSAN. These are all pretty much cutting-edge technologies that are reliable. I know them. From a advisor perspective, customers are comfortable with it. From my day job, we're comfortable with the platforms. I don't see an immediate change. So if I was in a buying decision today, I wouldn't change that. I would change my outlook for the next 3 to 5 years. I know no one's planning for 5 years much in the enterprise anymore, but that's kind of the cycles for the depreciation, and we still have to plan out for 5 years. But I think I would tighten that up a bit. I would avoid going into long-term agreements with EMC or VMware at this point. I'd limit those to 3 years as financially feasible. And that just keep an eye out for the competition when the guys from Red Hat, Oracle, Citrix, Nuage, Brocade, Cisco, the list goes on and on. When those guys call, you know what? I might be a little bit more apt to take the phone call now than I was, let's say, 4 months ago. That's it for this episode of the CTO Advisor Coffee Chat. My coffee is getting cold, so I'll get back to my day job. If you guys haven't followed me on the Twitters, I'm at CTO Advisor on the Twitters, and you can find me on the web, thectoadvisor.com. Thanks.